Okay, so hi guys, we are back. Well, actually, we never left because I always had the episodes ready for you, but this is me now back on Irish soil. Welcome to the Pop My Cherry podcast with myself, Gerry Lavs. This is a solo one. It's friends and family. We've got producer Sean, who is back.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Sean, you're a wee bit MIA.
I was
Where
a
you at?
bit all over the place. But no, it was that
Being
week.
around the world and yeah. Sorry.
we had loads of recordings on that week that you were like going away.
Yeah.
So every time you were in, it was either I was recording Mudblood or I was making Liam. You know, I take Liam on a Friday and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just we were passing ships.
Yeah. That day you were it was very much like Reba McEntire, like, she's a single mom that has 2 jobs.
I was in here with the prom and all.
And then LMD came in with this bag. Where's Sean? I was like, oh, he's away walking
God
the way in.
God love her.
But Sean, so this is me and Sean properly catching up, guys. So it is a bit of a solo one. There's loads to unpack in this episode, but very much like I'd say organic kind of episode. And it's kind of gonna, whenever it's out, we've recorded this. So today is Monday. This will be out on Wednesday. So this is the most closest real-time episode. So we're going to be talking about like the news.
I know.
You know?
It's actually exciting because usually we're like, okay, we can't touch that, we can't touch that. Everything's on the table.
Like whenever Molly May, remember when she went through the breakup, we were like, oh fuck, we can't do that. It was like old news by the time the episode would have been out, but we're really like, we're in real time right now with this episode. So this is like fresh tilapia.
Shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah. So first up, Rory McIlroy with the golf.
Since when's everybody fucking loving golf?
I just don't get it. But like, look, do you know, congratulations. I don't really know what it means, the green jacket. What is that?
Right. Okay. So
is this like the
I'm
Ryder
brand
Cup?
new to this, and my previous knowledge on golf came from the fucking 90s Adam Sandler film Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yes.
So
that's such a good movie.
It's an amazing movie.
It's amazing, yeah.
But last night I saw everybody on Twitter talking about fucking Rory McIlroy, and I was like going, I'm a sucker for fucking FOMO, and so I was like, right, I need to do it. I need to go and watch it. So I stuck it on. Had a wee beer.
Yeah.
It was the most masculine thing I've done in years.
Well, you had a hair mask in, a voodoo's hair mask, and
we'll touch on that later.
Yeah, I will.
So, stuck the TV on, put the Masters on. I was like, oh, the golf, and then realized about 5 minutes in, I had no idea what I was watching.
Yeah.
Because there's all these numbers. And I was like,
I don't get it.
I was back and forth with ChatGPT, like, what does this mean? What does this mean?
Stop.
But so the reason why it's such a big deal is because there's 4 big trophies in golf.
Okay.
And Rory McIlroy has won 3 of them in his whole career.
Okay.
And there's one, the Masters, which he hasn't won.
Yeah.
But it's like so rare for someone to win all 4 of them.
Right.
Tiger Woods done it.
Okay.
A lot of old boys in like the 50s and 30s done it, and that's it.
Oh,
you know?
right. Okay.
So it's like there was before this 5 people had done it before.
Okay.
And now Rory McIlroy's added to the list.
So he's at. Oh, really?
So
wow. Oh my God.
History made, you know. So that's why it's such a big deal.
Oh my God.
It's sort of like,
this is massive.
Yeah, it's like what he called, you know, when someone wins the Oscars, a Grammy, and
a Brit Award. No.
A Tony.
A Tony, yeah.
What did they call
what's
that?
a Tony? Any Drag Race fans will get it. Gia Gunn.
So I forget what it is when like somebody wins all of those.
Right.
But there's only like a half.
Like a Nobel Prize. No.
Yeah.
No, like as in like the elite.
It is. It's the best of the best of all time.
Okay. Right. That's massive then.
Yeah. So
but this is the part I find mad about it. Like, do you ever find this? It's like, right, okay, like something just creeps up and you're like, oh, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, I'm supposed to know what this is now.
Like, why did I not get the email like to sign up to join the cult? Do you know what I mean?
It is. It's
and
a cult.
I checked my junk folder and I'm like, wait a minute, like when was the golf?
I was crying.
Yeah.
I was crying.
Were you?
I was like going, God love him.
Who?
That's it, Rory McIlroy.
Were you crying?
Because he broke down.
Oh, did he? Right. Yeah. See, I didn't see it. But this is what I'm saying. I late at night, I'm looking at everybody's Instagram stories and I'm like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. What's happening in the golf? I thought Rory McIlroy, like, retired.
No, he's considered, he's 35, but he's considered young in golf because, like...
Oh, no, of course. But I didn't hear like much 50. More about Rory McIlroy playing golf. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. He won those other three in like 2011, 2012, 2013.
Right.
So then it's been like 11 or 12 years.
So this is...
So it's like it's taken him 11 years to do this.
So kind of like Michael Jackson with the This Is It tour.
Yeah.
But only like Rory McIlroy, it happened.
It happened.
It didn't happen for Michael.
No, he didn't
R.I.P. I get you.
So fair play to him.
Big deal.
Big deal. And
Massive.
so you get a green jacket if you win that tournament.
Right. So that's basically like right, get you. So he is in like the Interiors Illusion Lounge. He is like the creme de la creme.
That's his crown and scepter.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right. That's massive.
He got the prance.
That is massive. Right. Well, do you know what? On this podcast, I doubt he listens, but we just want to give like, I was going to say a tennis clap. How do you clap? Is it that?
I don't know.
Don't know. Like a golf clap for Rory McIlroy.
You're not meant to be quiet.
Yeah. Real. Oh, aye, for the golf.
Yeah.
I know. So it's a hole in one.
A hole in one. A birdie.
What?
A birdie.
A birdie
is another thing.
What's that?
I think it's when you get it in before the par. So a par is like the average amount it takes somebody to do that hole.
Right. Sean, I think this is going to be one of these things again where we're maybe like doing like, pointless knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're neither of us.
Do we really think our listeners are?
Nobody needs to hear this part.
No. I think for me, golf. I've always wanted to do though. Do you like I want to wear like the polo top, like the Ralph Lauren polo top, right? And a mini skirt and a visor, and just go about like with like the wine bag. Have you ever seen the wine bags?
Yeah.
Like it's like a bag with like wine, like you pour wine into it and a straw, and just go about like in a golf buggy.
That's
and just shout at people like, ah! Like, wouldn't that be fun?
That's amazing.
Like go to like as Portugal, like Villamura or like Quintalago. People go golfing there.
Now I done one golf lesson.
Right. Of course you did.
Because somebody Nicole knows, their husband is like a golf instructor, and I was like, I just happened to go like, oh, I'd love to play golf sometime.
Like as a notion.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, I'll take you for a lesson.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool. I bought the whole get up.
Like the bag and everything. Like,
not the bag.
Big trail bag thing.
I didn't do the bag. But that was a bit too much. But I bought
the cap,
the trousers, the polo top, the glove.
Oh, the glove.
Not the glove. I bought the towel.
Stop it.
I bought the towel.
You're joking me.
A wee fit guy's towel.
And how were you? I'm going to guess, were you good or were you shit?
I was horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, and the
I can imagine you being really calm, hitting it, missing, and then losing your shit.
No, I was trying to like keep it in, but I turned up because I thought, this is country club. I'd seen Happy Gilmore. I was like, this is what you were playing golf. But like, I wasn't going to that. I was going to like a driving range in Antrim.
Oh.
So like, there was me in my fucking like country club outfit next to fellas in like Celtic
like
tracksuits.
JD Sport, yeah.
And a carry-out.
Well, you should have known it was Antrim. Like, do you know what I mean? You should have known. Right, moving on from that there, we're going to say then, crazy golf on a date, what's your thoughts?
Oh, I love it.
Do you?
I love it, although I'm far too competitive for it.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why I'm not doing well. If you know what I mean.
So you want to do it nearly like in your head, you're thinking that if the date went well, you're nearly thinking, I'm going to be really good at this, and then I'm going to show them how to like hold the baton, and it's going to be this romantic. I just don't get why people. So I have a friend basically, right? She's in like a long distance scenario, and she's going over to like Manchester or Leeds or one of them areas. I'm not too sure which, but she's been on a couple of dates with this guy, getting on really well, but like, she suggests like they're doing things, like maybe going to like a bar, like dinner, drinks, and she's like, okay, I would just want to do something like fun. And I'm like, what do you mean, like crazy golf? And I'm like, why the fuck would you want to go to crazy golf?
No, I think
is that good. A thing?
I think so. Yeah,
crazy golf for a date, guys. No,
I'm all for it.
So, what would be your ideal date?
My ideal date.
Let's imagine we're like blank canvases. Like we're back. I know. We're ladies off the shelf.
Yeah, but we're very solidly taken.
We're settled, we're taken, we're off the market, guys. You can't have access to us. But if we were single again, what would be like your ideal date?
I imagine, like a jazz bar.
Oh, that's good.
Jazz bar, and like we like fancy meal and music is like
and a wee small bowl, you know, and a wee pretzels, and you know, and we like. Have you ever tried it? Have anybody ever been in the merchant? You know, the Snack-a-Jack, like the wee Snack-a-Jack popcorny spicy things.
Yes.
Like they're like wee spicy rice cakes.
Yes.
Oh my god, they're unreal. Like wee olives.
Tapas.
Tapas. It's like nearly wee bar snacks. Like wee nibbles, wee pretzels, wee.
So that's for me. And like I imagine everybody smoking inside. It's the 90s.
Cigars. Yeah. And
some classy.
I like that. But it's very like it's a nice wee cozy seat. Wee arm round, watching the jazz. Oh yeah. I think that would be very, very like I'd say like a sexy kind of date.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be far away from you with that.
What are you thinking?
I like someone that keeps. So I just love like I like being snuggled in. So for instance, I don't want to do something that's very oversensory, overstimulating. I like it very like it's just me and you, like connecting, the eye contact, the body language, really being able to like communicate and be really like together.
Yeah.
I want a date that I can feel really together with somebody.
Like cinema?
Cinema is too much because like the arm in between annoys me.
But what about the Avenue?
Does it not have the arm?
It doesn't have.
Right,
it's like a wee sofa. Now I'm not plugging the Avenue, but
I do love the Avenue. It is a really good cinema.
Avenue.
It is a really, really good cinema. But the I think with the cinema, I think it would be we're watching a movie. I like to watch things on my own. I don't really like to watch things with people. I don't know if anybody else is like this. Like you see, if I'm watching like a movie, I need to be by myself. I definitely have ADHD. Like when you really start to really think of all the different symptoms.
Do you think?
100%, because like I need to be in a room alone so I'm able to concentrate to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I'm
Stop trying to fucking snog me.
I
need to know what's happening in Avatar.
I'm always pausing or like having to pause. If somebody speaks, I pause because I get like it distracts me.
When was the last time you went to the cinema?
Last time I went to cinema was, from memory anyway, was in Manchester. We went to see a 4D version of a fucking what's that? Top Gun. The Top Gun, the Tom Cruise one with the planes.
Yeah.
Don't fucking recommend.
Really?
So, well, if you imagine aviation in 4D.
Oh, aye.
So
very,
the seat,
very motion sickness.
like the seat, like as in like the wind was hitting us, and the seat's going back, and the seat's going forward, and we're going like this. And I am to a danger zone. I'm going, and I'm like, fuck me, like it was not like enjoyable at all.
Yeah. Very Honey I Shrunk the Kids and Universal Studios.
Oh my god, have you seen it before?
Yeah.
It's an experience. And do you remember whenever like the mice come under your feet?
Yeah.
And you're like, ah! I have a story. Anybody has ever been like Florida or anything, like we went to Universal Studios and we were a kid, right? And my mum is like petrified of like all that type of stuff. But my cousin, like we were begging to don't know if I should say this part. Say it, well.
Say it, we can always cut
right,
it.
so I have like my like look, I don't know. I was a kid back then, but like we would have went on holidays with like, you know, whenever like you go on holidays with like different people. So we would have went on holidays with like a different family. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But that family always would have went to Florida every year. So they were like basically, you know, like Benidorm vibes, Florida edition. And every year that they would go to like Disneyland or Disney World or Universal Studios, they would always pretend that the mum had a heart problem so that they would skip the queue passes.
Oh no.
So they always would skip the queue.
I mean, I respect the hustle.
Do you?
I do.
But karma's going to get.
Yeah.
100%.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
I wouldn't be at it.
No, morally wouldn't either. But yeah. But
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So they would have ran on and done that there, but we didn't. I'm not just saying that, by the way. Like I know it sounds like, yeah, right, you fucking did it too. But my ma wouldn't. Like she's very like.
Aye. Proud.
She's, you know, the person that takes she takes the high road. So and never does her any favors. But anyway, we're in the Spider-Man queue and it's like a virtual reality roller coaster kind of experience, whatever, blah 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 blah. And we were all going on it together. And then do you know the way like it locks you in?
Yeah.
So my mum has everything kind of wrong, like claustrophobic, hates flying, afraid of flight or heights, afraid of everything basically.
God love her.
Afraid of me even putting like my baby toe into the sea. She's just a warrior.
Yeah.
So I don't know how or why she agreed to go on this, and she went on, and then as soon as the thing came down, she started to have like a panic attack.
Oh no.
And she's like, oh my God, like get me off us, get me off us, get me off us. Like, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be sick. And then the person in the front row was like, huh? Like, and then they're thinking, shit, like don't vomit over me. And then she's like, no, not like physically sick, like mentally sick, like I feel sick, like I need out. And then the cart started to move, and my heart near broke, and I had to hold her hand, and she was just crying the whole way through, like the Spider-Man ride. As we're going like left and right and up and down, like
watch out, it's a Green Goblin.
And she's like, ah! And I'm the whole time I'm like, it's okay, Mom, it's okay, don't worry, we're nearly over. Is it over? And like a proper, like an actual panic attack.
Oh fuck.
Disaster. Don't know how we got on that. Where it came from that.
Don't know.
Don't
Honey,
know.
I Shrunk the Kids, cinema. Oh yeah.
The cinema. Yeah, virtual reality and all that there.
Top Gun.
We're not a fan. But in regards to the cinema and with the dates, God, we really did. God, where did that come from?
We're mental with the
Don't know. That's very much like kitchen chats, like when one conversation just randomly goes into another. But then, basically, as a recap, though, this is me back. I was in Thailand, Sean. What are you laughing at? I'm moving on another. This really is the news.
It was a fucking hard left turner.
Look, we've shit to cover here.
Yeah. Shit to do here.
But I was in Thailand, right? So I had the best time. Stayed in Bangkok. It was very much like a relaxing holiday. I feel like at the minute, just everything's been I'm very like in and out of like so many different things with the social media world. Sorry, there's my phone bloody going off. This is so like chaos. I feel like I needed a switch off, just like from everything, to be honest. And it just was so nice. Like, I had loads of nice Thai food, really relaxed, swimming, snorkeling, looking at wee fishy. Seen a ladyboy show, which was lovely, but didn't do ping pong shows or nothing trashy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just such like a beautiful time. Really nice, really relaxing. But I was telling you about like the jet ski thing.
Yeah.
So anybody listening, it was like a couple holiday. So have you been on a couple holiday, like just you and Nicole?
Yeah. A couple times.
It's kind of the norm. The heat gets to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like a wee bicker here and there can happen.
Oh,
I think that's the norm.
That's normal. That's normal.
Let's normalize a bicker. Yeah. So, like basically for context for anybody listening, I unfortunately vape. Vaping is illegal.
Why?
I don't know, because the cannabis is legal. So
That's
cannabis
crazy.
and smoking's legal, but electronic, I think it's likely because it's imported. I think that's, I don't know.
That's a bit mad.
I don't know, but vaping's illegal, but you likely could get it, but apparently like the Thai police are really like clamping down on it. Also, I kind of thought maybe this is like,
that's a good
this
opportunity.
is a good opportunity to test myself. So when we're going, I'm sitting thinking like, couple holiday, like as much as we're having the time of our life and really that's all going really well, couples can bicker.
Have spats.
And I think we need to normalize that. I think we look around, we see on social media, oh my God, look at that person on Valentine's Day. They got them big balloons and about like 100 roses or whatever. That's all bullshit. Relationships are hard work.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking hard work. Worth it, but hard work. And I think we need to normalize like this is hard work. Let's cut the bullshit. You know what I mean? So especially when you're trying to quit vaping. So I had the nicotine patch on. And then I was using, like Vic, like an inhaler.
Mm-hmm.
So like an actual nose inhaler, like to try to like, I don't know, for like a hit, like a menthol minty hit in my sinus.
Makes sense.
And that was grand. And then anyway, so I love jet skiing whenever I go away on holidays. I just love the feeling of the sea breeze hitting me. Like I just feel like, I don't know, like a sexy bond girl, like speeding through the sea, like I don't know. I just feel like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider vibes, right?
That's your.
It's my thing.
Highway to the
danger zone. Yeah, that's my thing. I feel like a baddie at sea. Like I got my life jacket on. In my head, I think I've got like braids, which I know is cultural appropriation, but in my head, I think I've like braids with like wee shells on the back. Do you know? And I've got like a machete and my like bikini sideline.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you're
really,
a bad
like,
bitch.
I'm a bad bitch at sea, right? So, so that's my thing, right?
Slutty parrot.
But yeah, very, very like very like Jacqueline Sparrow. She is that girl. So anyway, I love it, and like basically, like in I don't really obviously like talking too much about my relationship, but we are very different in the sense of like I would be more like an adrenaline junkie. They would be more like, I suppose, like cautious, I would say, and more sensible than me. But I love jet skis. They don't love jet skis. And basically, long story short, I really wanted to go on a jet ski.
Mm-hmm.
So really wanted to go on this jet ski. And then they're like, I was like, oh, will you come on? Will you come on? They're like, oh, no, like, it's really not my thing. It's not for me. I was like, all right, okay, fair enough. I'll go on it. And then they're like, like, you got to be really careful out there at sea, like, or like, really doing like the health and safety kind of thing, which I respect. That's their way. But in my world, I'm kind of like, shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? I want to go out on this. Like, I'm a qualified, like, professional jet skier. Like, the sea is my,
Yeah, this is my domain.
This is my thing. So that was grand. So it was always in the back of my head. And I kind of thought, like, look, I'll not do it. Like, like, because I don't want to, like, worry them or, whatever. Like, we don't have to or whatever. And they're like, oh, we'll just sunbathe. And then we went for lunch. So we went for lunch and that was grand. We're eating lunch or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And whenever like just like nearly like, whenever something's in your head that you really want to do it and you're kind of, you're a wee bit like a child where you're a bit like, no, I really, really, really want to do this. And then you're nearly looking for fault or you're ready to you just need one reason to make you do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, as well as that, I needed somebody to give me one reason just so I could turn around and light up a cigarette because I was itching for one because I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I felt very like, that didn't help it. And then there was a couple of other wee things where it was just like, like we just innocent comments.
And you're
just, but you're
already on it.
You're looking to build a case. And I know you don't, if you're listening to this, do not be judging me. We've all been there. So do you know whenever like you're looking for fault for a reason to hit a button? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So I was looking for that reason. So like something that was just a joke or something that was completely innocent.
You're like a defense lawyer in SVU.
You're ready to go. Like I'm looking for, like, I'm looking to relapse. I'm looking to go on that jet ski. Just give me one reason. And I grabbed my bum bag and then he's all like, oh, where are you going? I was like, oh, don't worry. Like, I'll just be back in a wee minute. Well, little Bo Peep went over to the wee Thai boy and was like, well, how much for a jet ski? Like, I was like, honestly, like a psycho going marching over. 1,000 baht, there you go, no bar.
I'll show him.
I'm going to show him, right? I own this fucking sea. You watch me fucking do donuts. Like,
try telling that to Jacqueline Sparrow.
I'm a fucking pirate. I'm a free ass bitch. And I'm not going to have no man tell me how to fucking eat rice. Like, it wasn't that big a deal, but in my head, this was what I was doing.
That's
right?
what the narrator, while you're out, the narrator's over the phone.
Like, I felt like boo, doo, 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 boo. It was very that. And jump on the jet ski anyway. And like, I didn't just like jump on that jet ski. I am standing up on the jet ski, like proper, like as in, I don't know, I thought I was some sort of like video vixen in a fucking R&B music video, like sticking my ass out with my life jacket on, like really whipping it. And I am going, I'm not joking, I'd say 70 mile an hour flying by. I'm going, woo! Just to piss him off.
That's so Patty.
Talk about Patti LaBelle. Like, seriously. Like, I am a Scorpio. Like, if you're going to date a Scorpio, you like read the small print. Do you know what I mean? And God love him because he is so calm. It's very yin and yang. So he's such a calm person. And I'm so like, like...
Yeah.
Like, I'm a live wire. So then I come walking back and I felt like my soul needed it. And he was like, well, like, where are we at? I was like, oh, it's just out on a jet ski. I was like, oh, I know, like, I knew that. I could hear you. And I was like, ah, right, okay. He goes, you all good? And I was like, yeah, I'm all good. And then that was it. And then we went snorkeling. I went looking at wee fishy. Like, do you know when, but you know whenever you have them rows where it's like, and then you walk away and it's that awkward. You know whenever you're like awkwardly walking back with like your tail tucked between your legs? Like, like I literally just had like a mental breakdown there.
But that always needs to happen. Mm-hmm. And see, like...
But the key is don't be stubborn. So whenever you're the person, if you flew off the handle and you threw your toys out of the pram, and the thing is, he could have threw his toys out of the pram, but he thought nearly like he's used to me now that he's like, whatever, bitch, like run on, that type of thing.
The way I always think about it is like, time always heals. Yeah. Don't ever try don't ever try and sort it out there and then.
No.
Like, if tensions are high,
let them
get out of each other's hair.
100%.
And
people don't do it, and people will sit and aggravate one another. Don't do that.
Yeah. I was telling you about me and my drummer coming like the blows at a gig there last week, and he was trying to like keep going and say like, nah, but you should have done this, and I was going, they don't talk to me now.
No.
I was going, let me go, and like I went away, packed all my stuff up, and about 20 minutes later we're fucking pissing ourselves, having a drink, eating a kebab, like, you know, best mates again. You know, and that's like that's the way it should go. You should just give each other space until you start thinking rationally again, and you can actually articulate your thoughts.
And this is the thing, it's all about being patient on both sides of the coin. And this is the thing, like I'm sitting like, and this is usually I would never talk this much about my relationship, but the thing is, I obviously, like, you know, I'm so happy and we get on so well, but we're now, but what's great is we're at a good point now where like we're so comfortable that we know, like we know how to communicate together, we know how to work through things together, we understand each other's needs. You know, I know, like, right, like I'm not going to be stubborn here, I'm going to walk away a minute, or, you know, it's learning how to manage, you know, them moments together, even in friendships too. I think a lot of people, like, you know, someone will fly off the handle, or maybe like, and like anger is a natural emotion. Like, you know, like sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get frustrated, sometimes our patience does get tested, and sometimes we will snap, and that is fine. But it's learning, don't escalate that.
Yeah.
You know, like so say sometimes I've been in positions where it's like, maybe say if a friend's snapping, I'm like, oh right, I'm away a minute. I'm not, like, I'm giving you a minute here. I'm not dealing with that, because you need a minute to calm down, because nothing ever gets solved.
No.
Because if you react to that and then it's a reaction, you're just building up. It's just tension
and another thing,
and then it gets personal, and then it gets really like, and it's like, oh god,
and somebody gets hurt.
Whenever like the intention, nobody's ever wanting to hurt anybody.
No,
but people can get on your test sometimes, and that's okay. We don't need to take that personal. Just walk away, take a minute. So walked away, took a minute, went back in the sea. That was grand. But yeah, so really, really good holiday. We had an absolute ball. Tried loads of new food. Really nice. I love going away. Like, whenever we go away together, we always have such like a great time. But it's nice because I feel like I don't need to be on my phone. It's not about fucking Instagram or bullshit or photos or this or that. Like, we have like just like such a laugh.
That's something.
And that's like, you know, whether like you're lying in the hotel room just sitting giggling, like watching like a shitty like Spanish TV series because the TV doesn't have many options. So you're like, right, let's get it. Yeah, like let's try to understand this and get invested in it. Yeah, you know, all that, like all the wee things that you do. Like, it's it was such a nice time, but it was nice to have the reset, and then obviously this is us back into the swing. So what else is going on in the world? So we've seen Anne Olivia's post as well.
Yeah, that was a bit mad. And we're able to talk about that because it was only today or yesterday.
Yesterday or today.
Like, yeah. So, Anne Olivia put up a post saying that someone leaked, if you want to call it that, her address. Like, they mapped out how to get to her house from the start of her estate.
Mm-hmm.
Psychopath behavior.
Yeah.
And then she's had threats.
I know.
She's had people turn up to the door asking for photos. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you think of it all?
So my thought is, it's a complete. This is the thing. So, well, obviously, what I think it's completely horrifying, completely overstepping a boundary. I can't see any leeway to think, oh, that's like normal. That's completely abnormal.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't see that as like innocent or, oh, you know, maybe they just because you are making like because you do TikToks, people are, your house is like a fucking meet and greet. Like, are you for real?
I don't
understand. And especially what makes it worse is like, you know, young people who are like a family. That's their safe. Like, your home should feel safe. Like, your home should be your safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the fact that this is the problem with this, and this is so I suppose we don't need to necessarily discuss like Anne Olivia's circumstance. Anybody you obviously who follows her, you'll see the video with what she's going through. I just think that's crazy, and it needs to stop. Like, it's virgin. It's like it's not even virgin on that. Is like stalker.
It is, yeah.
Harassment behavior. Like, it's not normal behavior.
And you know what? what makes it worse is the fact that Anna Olivia is such a welcoming person on social media that people make that assumption that, oh, she's going to be like that. Of course she's going to be okay with me turning up to your fucking
to your
door.
house. Like what? Like, think of it like a stranger. Like it's completely...
That would scare the life out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, I see if there's like cars.
Yeah.
It's like knowing like some 17-year-old just passed his test and like is out with his mates. They've bought a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they're out for a spin and they park up the top of our street.
Yeah.
Like I'm like looking out all night.
Yeah.
Going, what the fuck's going on? Like?
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah.
That times 1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone following you home. Someone who like.
It's so perverted.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
And literally. And you know what's so weird? It's like it's. I think there's a lot of I think what we need to discuss here is like the what is the right and what is the boundary of a parasocial relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem. So I came from a different world. So for us, we weren't like me personally. My stuff's always been more like entertaining kind of stuff. I've always been very private.
Yes.
Within reason, like I was. Meanwhile, a lot of creators are very open. Like that's their thing. It's about their family life. It's about their that's kind of their hook, or that's what their content is about. So they share like such like a wide lens into their life.
Yeah.
But people get so invested to the point that they feel that they are nearly in it. Like, and the fan base kind of. It can overstep. Now, majority of people don't, but people can overstep that where they think that this person is maybe like their next of kin. They think they're that like intertwined. Meanwhile, it's a parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
You know so much about this person through the videos or through the stories or the content or the whatever you may see online. But like that, you don't have an actual direct relationship. There's not trust. There's not like comfort level. There's not like there's a big boundary there.
Yeah.
And the boundary stands with the creator. It should stand with like it's normal. So say for instance somebody who's maybe like a fan of somebody, they come up like and maybe they meet them like, oh my god, like I really love your videos or whatever and da 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 da. That boundary kind of stands with the creator. Like I've met people saying, I'm like, oh my god, like thank you so much. Then I end up chatting to them, and then maybe they start chatting to me. Then I feel more relaxed. Then I feel more comfortable. Then I might open up to them, and then I could even maybe become like their friend. You know the way like you would normally meet people.
Yeah.
Say you met somebody in work in a work setting, and then you're like, oh right, like oh god, I'm really clicking with them. Then you gradually. Yeah. Meanwhile, like that person that you've just met from work isn't going to land like outside your house at your door.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But what the issue here is that like you're making all those wee connections and in an Olivia sense with hundreds of thousands of people. So like
that's the scary part about it.
Every 100,000 times there's one of those work encounters. Like there's gonna be like that one weirdo who's like who doesn't like get the social cues and goes, oh my god, this person really loves me. Like I'm gonna follow them back to their house.
Yeah.
Like so that's why there's such a bigger chance that that is happening.
Yeah.
There. But
then I think
the people will argue, which I don't believe this. But what like there's that people turn around and say, well, you're putting yourself in the public.
Oh my god, don't. And that's what's being in the comment section and a joke.
And that's like
nearly like because you put yourself out in the public eye that then you should be subjected to this. It's a joke.
That saying is true to a small extent. Like, for example, if you are, let's say, in the Cathedral Quarter, on a night out, somebody goes, Gerry loves.
Yeah. 100%.
That's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Like, you can't really stop that.
Like, what am I going to be like Christina Aguilera and the beautiful music? Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
And then I'm on my Instagram story, look at me here, but don't look at me there. Like no, that's ridiculous.
Like, if you turn around the next day and went, people need to stop saying Gerry loves when I'm out in the bars.
Grow up.
Get over yourself.
Get over yourself, 100%.
Yeah. But, like, that's completely different. To someone turning up at your house.
Turning up to your house is like anything house is a fuck no.
No. Even like a step beyond that is like say you're out for dinner and somebody comes up and goes, oh, Gerry, I love your videos. Can I get a photo?
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. But
I don't think it's right either. But I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't turn them away.
So this is the thing. It's funny that this is happening. Like not funny, but like it's interesting because this conversation has came up. We've had different guests saying their experiences on here.
Yeah.
It is, and I think now people are maybe starting to realize this isn't just like listen to them. They think they're sure, how long like all these people from TikTok go live in a gated community. Sure.
It's interesting that we were saying that because it has been brought up.
Yeah.
And this is a new industry we're going into.
Yeah.
Like media personalities beforehand, like
there was an unattainability about them.
Yeah, you don't see Holly Willoughby like clean their front garden.
No.
You know what I mean? And people are able to photo match it against fucking...
No.
Like, all that is separate. Holly Willoughby can still be
media people in media places.
Yeah. Whereas now, it's like DIY content creation. So like you're making content around your home. You're making content with your family. And you're showing like where you go on a run. You're sharing your Strava fucking map.
Yeah.
You're like taking a selfie when you're going to Lidl.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's the Lidl around the corner for me, so they must live in the area.
Yeah.
And so, that's where you're starting to get... It's blurring the lines between somebody's personal profile and them being a fucking huge media personality.
Yeah. And the thing is, and then if you so then from the creator's perspective, is sometimes you think you're so. This is the part that I know for me personally, you are so oblivious to actually how many people are watching you. Like I am so oblivious. Like sometimes you think it's like, I think sometimes it's like 10 people. Like say there's certain people that will always regularly like message you and you're always chatting. It's like oh my God, like you're a gig. Thanks Sheila. Thanks Trevi Lou. Or like thanks Doll. Yeah. And I just think that's nearly it.
Like,
and what about the people watching in silence?
If you think about it, right?
And not everybody watching you will obviously will like your vibe, but some people, I don't get that mentality, but some people are very much more like they're watching for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, if you think about it this way, Gerry, me and you are talking in this room here.
Yeah, it's just us.
And there's a Bell Sonic worth of people sitting listening to this week.
Yeah, let's.
Like, that's insane? Imagine it's this exact same as if we were sitting on the stage in Bell Sonic talking away here like we are now.
Yeah.
And that's how many people are like
listening. Yeah, no, literally.
And you're like,
but it was weird because social media is such a weird world because we look at things and we don't realize the impact of it. So you are oblivious to like the number or the this or the amount of people following you or viewing your story or this or that.
Stories you and followers and and people just scrolling past and getting a glimpse.
You'll never be able,
way beyond that. It's like fucking...
I don't think the human mind can actually absorb that level of like
amount.
Do you know what I mean? So then I think then with that that's why some people are a lot more like your guard can very easily get dropped. And there has been incidents as well where there's been like other creators. There was a creator down south, and she got attacked because she shared the restaurant that she was in.
Well,
she got physically attacked. And
there's the things. I also think there's an added danger there.
So I think
with women, too,
100%,
because then you've got all these like men who then idolize these like women because there maybe is like. Even if it's not suggestive photos, it's just like
it's
just because they grow so attached to them
and
believe like that in some way they belong to them.
It's like this is what it comes down to, this like entitlement. It comes down to like because you're putting yourself out there, it feels like a virtual like nearly like a pen pal or some. I don't know. It's a weird parasocial relationships. It's a weird dynamic, but people feel like they have a part of you. I even found from being in a relationship that I am very, I know I would discuss certain things about it here, but I'm very private about it.
Yeah.
And I found at the start, people were very like trying to nearly like, who is he, what is it, or why are you in this country, or where are you going, or like I'm very fixated, and people.
I think that you're doing the right thing, but you shouldn't have to do that either.
No.
I mean, even like only me, but like I don't put photos of Liam.
Yeah,
on
or kids.
my Instagram.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't wouldn't put my like nieces or nephews now either.
So
you have to be very, very careful. There's not everybody's.
But we shouldn't have to be like this.
We should, but like this is the thing, like you see with like parasocial relationships, and you know, like obviously, like we're discussing like what has happened, obviously with Anna Olivia, but like this happens so many people, and I think it's just, you know, this kind of like really idolizing people on the internet. Like it's not. I just don't think that it's healthy for anyone, to be honest. I just think that, like, you know, whether it's like musicians or this or that or whatever, respect, but like boundaries need to be respected no matter who a person is. Just because somebody's putting themselves out there in the public eye doesn't mean that they are like public property. Like it doesn't give you access to them or like a sense of like entitlement. And I think it's very important to respect that boundary. Like, you know, you might meet somebody, they might be having an off day, they might be in a restaurant having dinner, they might be having a private moment, you know, they might be having a down day. You know, you got to really respect people's space. You know,
Absolutely.
The world's a big enough place. Like, you know, like it's massive. Let's social distance, like, for fuck's sake. It's just, it absolutely baffles me that people think this way. The world is a very scary place. And I just think everybody, I just think it shouldn't be the way, but I think everybody, you just have to be careful. You got to really just be very private and very selective, and you just got to really protect your circle. It shouldn't be that way, that we're protecting ourselves because of the dangers in the world. It's the dangers in the world are the issues.
Yeah.
Do you know? But unfortunately, that's just the case. And I think anybody that maybe, like, I suppose, like, it's just, you shouldn't be idolizing people in it. Like, it's just people on the internet, and they're trying to make a living, and they're trying to do their job like anybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, like, that is a real problem in so many different ways. It's such a complex topic.
We're never gonna like cover everything.
No,
that would need to say about that.
No, like you could, because you could really go into so many different places, which are very important conversations that should be having. But
that's a heavy topic.
No, it is. It
really is.
And it's I feel terrible for her. Like, it's, you know, and the thing is, such a lovely girl, and as so, like, you see, like, so lovely, so inviting, so welcoming, and it's like sometimes it's like people take advantage of people's kindness. That's the part I don't like to see, where somebody's so like approachable and friendly and nice. And I think that's why people, maybe, I don't know whether people are doing this intentionally, maybe they mean no harm. I'm like, but I don't get, how can you not see that you're crossing a boundary?
No.
That's the part. How, like, at what point, whenever you're sharing somebody's location or somebody's where they live, like, you're crossing a boundary. Like, do you know what I mean? And going to somebody's house, that's just another level.
It's not.
There's no way around. There's no justification to that. It's just not normal. It's really not.
But I hope they get sorted.
No, I know. No, they will. You know, and I think her putting that out there is a good thing. It really. You know, sometimes people, in a weird way, might not necessarily see the abnormal in their behavior. And that's why it's important to call things out or to address it. Yeah. You know, well,
but we've went deep in that one there.
We have. So, but we're going to be moving on an ad read here, guys. But we're going to be chatting about more. Sean, you've got a funny story up your sleeve, you were saying.
I do.
But we'll hear about that there after. But first, let's hear from our sponsor, which is Voodoo's. Yes, guys, our sponsor for this week's episode is Voodoo's. So as you guys know, Voodoo's are an Irish hair care brand. They have got everything. And I actually have a funny story. Look, do you know? No. So I have been away and missing over here. I was like, you know, when we're doing the table and we're doing the wee spread, getting all the Voodoo's products on display for you guys to see, and obviously to use the discount code, because they are our sponsor. And I was like, where the fuck is the aerosol cans that would always sit in that shelf? Well, doesn't missing have them in her top drawer.
Oh no.
And a hairbrush. Yes. Diva has the hair.
I got caught on.
And he tried to just set them down as if I didn't see, right? And I goes, were they in your top drawer? Like, have you been using them? And he was like, yeah. And which one were you using?
I was using
the Prep Talk. Yeah. So the dry texture spray.
Weird, like.
So whenever Sean's maybe in a rush, he's a girl in the go, and he maybe hasn't, you know, done the full shampoo condition. He just needs to, you know, get rid of some of that oil and get a bit more texturized.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
So you're now qualified to have an opinion. Yeah. Sean has been trialing and testing for a month now.
I love it.
You're officially a Voodoo's brand ambassador. What's your thoughts then?
I think it's glass. I see the prep talk.
The prep talk.
Because like, right, viewers haven't seen me, but
it's so annoying that people can't see you. Like,
I've cut the hair as well, so it's like I can maneuver it a bit more now, so I can throw like a bit of like the sprays in, rough it up and stuff. So like. It's really good products. Like, but I can't believe I'm so scunned I got caught.
They're there to use, of course, Sean. Like, you know, I'm not miserable with like, you know, don't worry. And the brush. And then he uses the wee brush. No, I imagine, yeah.
I do like a good wee, like
a wee scratch,
hair,
So I'm the same, and I always like, I love like playing with my hair sometimes, like twirling it, and, you know, like I know I get it, like. Look, male or female, like non-binary, everybody loves to feel like a doll. Do you know what I mean? We all like to feel like a wee doll moment, have a wee pamper, you know, we all have our vices. So Sean, I do not hold any judgment. If anything, I do approve that you do love the products. So Sean, our producer Sean, loves Voodoo so much that he keeps it in his top drawer alongside a soggy sock. I'm only joking. Sean does love the products. I love the products. And you guys love the products as well. And if you do, you get 20% off with the discount code popmycherry. Enter that at the checkout. Look in the description below to get to the website. And yes, thanks again to Voodoo's for sponsoring. But we're going to hear Sean's funny story in the next part of this episode.
Okay, so we talked when I first came in there that I had a gig down in Donegal. But we're in Bundoran there.
Bundoran.
Love it. I love Bundoran. Do you ever go down?
So I would have went to Bundoran whenever I was a kid. Anybody listening, I think we all know, like, Bundoran basically is like Ireland's answer to Las Vegas.
It is, yeah.
It is. The slot machines, the fun fair, the lights.
It's lawless.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like, you know, people sneaking off to the beach.
Yes, for a finger. Yeah.
That's Bundoran.
Definitely not like a finger.
A finger, yeah.
You know. A wee finger down the skinny jeans or the jeggings.
A sandy finger.
A salty finger.
I said sandy.
Sandy finger. This episode's been a mess.
It was really given like, you know, Irish Las Vegas vibes.
Yeah.
At the gig,
I know what you mean, no.
We had like people in fancy dress.
Yeah.
There was like such a range of like age groups.
Yeah.
So you had like the young ones from the town.
Yeah.
You had like American like tourist couples, you know, like
we were told to come to Bundoran. Like, yeah, no,
this is Ireland.
Yeah,
like,
wow, yeah. Oh my god,
the travel
100%. The traveling community are there, which I love. By the way, anybody listening, this is a side note. You need to get on the Traveller TikTok. Just remember, that's all I'm saying. Oh no, honestly, the fashion. I am obsessed with the traveling community. I love them so much.
You have like people in like their 50s, 60s. You know, like groups of friends that are coming down from Armagh. You know, like for a weekend.
Because they've got a caravan.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was just such a big mesh of like cool people.
And men in tank tops. With transit vans and mullets.
Surfers.
Oh, right, okay.
That's surfers.
Okay, so Bundoran's got a wee bit home and away in the gig?
It does.
Okay, it's been a while since I've been now. I would have been more like the 90s of Bundoran. So now maybe it's got a bit more like Bondi Sands.
A wee bit.
In the gig.
A wee bit.
Interesting.
A
bit of Abercrombie and Fitch.
There's a bit of that.
Oh.
So there's wee surfer lodges and stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
But really,
that's not the essence of Bundoran. It's the caravan. You need the caravan with like the flat tire. Yeah.
But
so you were doing the gig,
right? But Bundoran's actually quite dear. I found to stay in.
Right.
So we booked an Airbnb in this wee village in Leitrim. It's about 10-minute drive outside.
Okay.
But it's 2.5 hours away.
Okay.
Bundoran. And so it was like enough of an excuse for us to go, we'll book somewhere and stay over.
And make a
weekend of it. Like or like at least a night. So I wasn't gonna go through all that effort, book the Airbnb to then fucking not have a wee drink and you know, enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll get taxis in and out from the wee Airbnb. But when we got to the bungalow, right, there was like a wee book. No, like telling you this is the Wi-Fi code.
Yeah.
This is how to turn the heating on.
Yeah.
And then it was like local priest number, like emergency priest numbers. And I was like, what's that for?
Right.
I don't know what that was for. But then it was like, we were like, oh, is there any taxi numbers in there? No, the way, like when you go to a hotel, they've got like the wee business cards for the taxis.
P&K taxis. Yeah.
So I was expecting Donegal taxis, Bundoran cabs.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, there was a big title and it said taxis. And then it was like 2 fellas' names.
Right.
And then 2 mobile numbers.
Right.
So it was like,
we're stuck.
Yeah, it was like Joe Fitzsimmons and like Stevie fucking
and
whatever.
It's like, are you registered? And definitely not.
No.
This is someone that can give you a lift for euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, fuck it. We'll call up Stevie and see what he said. And so we called up Stevie and we were like, how's it going? And then Airbnb doesn't give you like an address. Airbnb like gives you like directions and like coordinates. Right, so you can like put it into Google Maps,
right?
But you don't. And then the house didn't have like a number on it, so he was like, "Hello, well, what's happening?" You know. And we were like, "Can we get a taxi going into Bundoran?"
Yeah.
And he says, where are you?" And I says, "I actually don't know the address, but I know it was up this road. It's an Airbnb, and like this is the air code for it." And he's like, "Oh, why? Sheila's house."
Stop.
And he's like, "Dead on. Aye, what time do you need it?" And I was going, "About 8:30. He's like, "No bar at all. I'll come get you." And then I says, "What about like we'll be also coming back home? So can I just order like a taxi now for about 1:30 when we'll be heading home?" He says, "Don't worry about that. Just you ring me whenever you're done. I'll come down and get you again."
Right.
And I went, "Dead on, no sweat, no sweat." So he pulled up and we were trying to tell him like, he's like, "What are you here for?" And we're like, "Playing a gig." And he's sort of like, "What do you mean?"
Right.
But he just sort of didn't understand why we would come here. He's like, is there nowhere around your way to do that?
Oh, right, okay, right.
And we were like, aye, but we like the bar just asked us
They're
to
not
come
a fan
out
of
here.
blow-ins, like
aye. And they were like, right, no, as if like, is there nobody around here could do that for them?
Do that, yes. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Like, why are they getting somebody from Belfast up? And so then dropped us off. He was dead on, and then we got back in the taxi, and we were coming back up. Well, actually, we rung up the taxi at about 1:15 and says like, "Here, we're good to go. Like, could you come and get us again?" And he's like, "But it'll be about 40 minutes." And we were like,
"Oh God,
it's okay, right? We'll go and get a pizza first, and then
like,
but that's fine. Yes, we had no other choice. It was like 2 or an hour away to fucking walk home, and we're like, no, that's grand." And so we waited about on him, and he says, "How many of you was there again?" And I was like, 4, and he turns up like about half an hour later, and they were like, "Is that him?" And I was like, it looks like the same car." And they were like, no, or somebody's already got that taxi. And I was like, "No, it's definitely the guy." And I went out, and I was like, "Stevie?" And he's like, "Aye." And I was going, he says, bouncing it back, and I says, "No, there's 4 of us, you see." And he went, "It's all right. You're just somebody's hitting each other's knee or something." It was just so like easy going, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah,
it was just so old school.
It's just a completely. Was that?
That's it. That's it.
Sean.
The end is it. Finn. Fuck you, Gerry.
Sean, did we get that full narration? Just to say that at about 2:00 at a sensible time after a night out in the morning,
what, the bunch in the taxi?
You had to overload.
Yeah.
Sean, honestly, you need to be doing like the narration for like David Attenborough or something. Honestly, you're just so descriptive.
Yeah, you know what? I like to think I took people on a journey there.
You can make small nothing things sound like really big things. Like that is a talent. like me and Willie have talked about this with you.
I need help.
And I thought, pay attention because something is definitely going to happen this time.
No, nothing happens.
And I said, I thought like maybe like, I don't know, like there was going to be like a burglary in the slot machines.
No, not everything's a Hollywood fucking
Maybe I'm the problem.
No, the thing is,
because nobody ever complains about it listening.
No,
everybody loves it listening.
Look, here's the thing.
I do too, by the way.
I just wanted to like make the point that like I thought it was
such
cool,
a carefree
that
way.
It's like it was very like that would have happened when I was younger. You know what I mean? There was a bit more of that like
that nostalgia, like smoking indoors, like
it was very old school.
Yeah.
You know,
being
and
like,
I just found
being like 7
funny.
or 8 years of age and maybe trying like a bit of like, you know, like your uncle's pint.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like people weren't looking at you with a mother care book.
Yeah.
It was a bit more
leaving the child in the back of the bar to play darts, you know.
Yeah. That kind of vibe. And if you did want to go down and get a sandy finger in the beach with your jeggings, it was grand. Yeah. Like there used to be a time where you would walk by, if you would have walked by and maybe seen somebody getting fingered, you wouldn't have thought much of it. You're like, oh, they're getting fingered and walked on. Meanwhile, now everybody would be like, oh my God, and get the phones out. Like, get a life.
Yeah. We need to be a bit more Bundoran.
Like, what is that? Carpe diem kind of vibe?
Yeah.
Living La Vida Loca.
We were living La Vida Loca, or was 4 of us in the
back seat.
Look, it's not that interesting. I just wanted to fucking.
But I get what you mean. I get the essence.
It was nice.
The moral of the story is a really interesting point.
Yeah, we don't do things like that anymore. Yeah. And maybe that's a wee bit of like fucking city thinking as well.
I get
It's like that.
Everything's now so urbanized. We got to be guarded. We got to have. Like,
it's all health and safety.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, even when we pulled up outside the door, we were going, "Oh, here, like, we've no change for the.
Yeah.
Have you got an app to pay for the parking thing outside?" And we're like, "There's no parking wardens around here."
No, you know, like literally, yeah. So I get what you mean. And funny, even when we were talking, but when we were talking about the Anna Olivia thing and all as well, I was like, now we live in such like an urbanized world where everything like with AI and all these kind of scary things and stuff is like kind of like we always have to be nearly cautious. Meanwhile, like there used to be way back in the day, like honestly, I remember like my granny and all, like she never locked her front door, and not a sinner would be in it.
Yeah,
and like there would be like wads of cash.
Yeah,
in like a fucking a teapot, and nobody would touch it.
Yeah.
It was just, we live in a different world.
Simpler times.
I suppose the moral of the story is just, simpler times. And it's nice, obviously, that Bundoran is like that. But if you don't want to move to Bundoran, just be cautious.
Fuck, I know where it's going. Yeah. And like, I'm sorry if I disappointed anybody by building up that story.
No, but I think
here we are.
But here we are. So if you want to live a life carefree, drinking out of coconut shells, getting fingered at the beach, and being able to overload in the backseat of a car, move to Bundoran.
Surf's up.
But if not, be cautious in the cities. It's a scary world out there, guys. But look, I think, is that us?
I think that's us.
Is that us? Look, guys, if you didn't enjoy this episode, we'll blame it on jet lag. And Sean's new haircut. Honestly, like the Sean reveal needs to happen, really. It's coming at some point. But then I think, no.
I've had thoughts.
Right.
How we do it. See it the live, right?
It has to be a live show.
Yeah, live show. Ever see like the Austin
Powers
like theme song?
Yeah.
But like it's sort of like, you know, like a burlesque, like no, like the feathers in front of the face. And then like
oh my God. We need to get like, you know, like Fire Angels. It used to be like an alibi and all. We need to get that. We need to get like 4 of them girls. We need to get the ostrich fellers and like oh my God. Oh, that would be gold. That will be gold. But look, guys, on the subject of live shows, lots of exciting things. We're going to start really getting, I think this is us now back. I feel revitalized. It's been nice to have a catch up with Sean. And we're just going to now really start to put the plans in because Brat Summer is coming. I do think, like, that's really not a thing. I'm so 31. That's actually pathetic. That's me trying to be cool with the kids. Summer is coming, okay? You're run-of-the-mill summer, right? But look, I want to do loads of events. I've got loads of ideas, so I'm really going to get my thinking cap on. So you're going to see Sean very soon. More information to follow, obviously, always in the socials. And join us again next week. Not too sure what our plan. I feel like we're due like a good like dating dilemma episode. Something really let's get with the people. Let's get with the people, and I've loads of different ideas, which I'll maybe brainstorm with you in another episode. But I feel like this was kind of like the ITV news on steroids.
Yeah,
like if Trevor McDonald took LSD.
Yeah,
there was a lot going on. In a good way, though.
Yeah,
and the craziest part, Sean overloading.
See you next week.
See you later, guys. Thanks.